Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cameron, and as you can tell by the title of today's video, today I'm going to be talking about, in my personal opinion, the best rides in Disney World. Now I know this is going to be completely based on just my personal opinions, and I know people have their own opinions on their favorite rides, what rides are not as good as others, but these, in my personal opinion, are the top 3 rides you absolutely have to ride before you leave Disney World. If you have not been following my channel, you wouldn't know that I am actually, in a couple days, am going to be in Orlando for 9 days, and within my Orlando trip, I'm going to be going to all 4 Disney parks: Disney Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom, and I'm super excited. I'm going to be documenting my entire trip, and sprinkled throughout the trip, we're also going to hit the beach, some shopping, and just have a whole ultimate Orlando experience, if you will. But we're going to go ahead and hop into today's video. I have on my Walt Disney World shirt that I got a couple years ago in spirit of this trip that's coming up very soon. But yeah, we're going to hop into it. So first and foremost, I think my absolute all-time favorite ride, regardless of what anyone thinks, regardless of what people say, will always be Rock and Roller Coaster. I'm a really big roller coaster junkie. I love anything that takes you upside down. You can go in some loops. You may even go in like a corkscrew, go upside down and down. I love all that stuff. It's my favorite type of ride. And I love Rock and Roller Coaster in particular because I've yet to ride a ride I want to say of all time, I've yet to ride a ride that has a start like Rock and Roller Coaster does. I'll insert a POV shot of what I'm talking about here if I can find a clip. But Rock and Roller Coaster is special in the sense that you start the ride completely still. You do not move at all. You're just sitting there, and literally the first thing you do is you accelerate from 0 to I don't even know, I think it's like 100-something miles per hour, and it's like a straight slingshot going into the ride, which that's my absolute favorite part of the ride, of just going from 0 to literally like so fast into the roller coaster. And I absolutely, ever since I rode that ride for the first time when I was probably in middle school, very young, that's always been my favorite ride. That's always a ride I absolutely have to ride before I go anywhere in Hollywood Studios, and it's just a crowd favorite. It's my personal favorite, and I really hope Disney World never tears down that ride and takes it away, because that is literally my favorite ride of all time. So moving into the next ride, I'd have to say is Rise of the Resistance. Now, Rise of the Resistance is a newer ride at Disney World. I know it was just recently opened in 2019, and I actually just went to Disney World this past November with my family. It was a big Thanksgiving trip, and we went to Disney World, I think, for 5 days. We had a travel day, and then we went to the parks all 4 days, and then we ended our trip at Disney Springs on our travel day home. And I just remember my first time riding that ride, which was in November, because when I went last August with my dad during my Disney professional internship, they were only doing ride queues, and we didn't get a chance to get in the ride queues just because it was so booked and busy. So I went on it for the first time with my family, just standing in the standby line, and oh my goodness, I love that ride because I think it's the first ride I've ever ridden where you experience something. So it's not just you're riding on a ride through a course or through a scenic thing. You are actually walking through parts of the ride. There are parts where you're walking through places of the scene, and then there's parts where you get on a track to go somewhere else, to then get off that, to then walk to somewhere else, to get onto another track to go somewhere. I think just the whole experience of the ride, I think, is what makes it my personal favorite, and it's a definite must ride if you go to Hollywood Studios. Definitely hit that one too, as well as Rock and Roller Coaster. And I just love that ride so much. It's literally one of the best rides I think Disney has come up with. Round of applause to whoever came up with the idea of that ride. It's absolutely phenomenal, and I literally have no critiques of it. It is literally amazing. And moving into, I think, to cap off the top 3 of my favorite rides and just must rides at Disney would be Flight of Passage. Now this one is a little bit biased because I know people have some strong hatred towards Flight of Passage, which I really don't understand. I love Flight of Passage. I think I want to say a big reason why people don't like it is because you're not really going anywhere on a ride. It's kind of like soaring, where you're kind of just looking at a screen the whole time. But what I love about Flight of Passage is it's more interactive than those typical look at the ride experiences that Disney has done in the past. I think there's parts where like wind blows at you, water spurts at you, there's different smells, and there's like a 4D, 3D effect where you have like the goggles and you're riding on the motorbike and it jolts you back and forth. I think that whole part of just like being part of the atmosphere, being part of that world is what makes it my personal favorite, and it's a definite must ride in Animal Kingdom. I remember when I went to Animal Kingdom the last time with my family, we absolutely had to run to that park right when the park, or we absolutely had to run to that ride right when the park opened, because it literally can go from 0 to 180 minutes in less than an hour, especially with the park being open for like a good 30 minutes to an hour. And so definitely hit Flight of Passage as soon as you get to Animal Kingdom. It's literally a must ride. You have to do it, and just the whole concept of it is awesome. That's going to be it for today's video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to connect with me on my other platforms. I'm at Cameryn.Hodges on Instagram and TikTok. And feel free to connect with me on my new media Instagram, where I post little snippets of my day-to-day life, which is at CamerynGrace.co. It will be inserted here on the screen. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.